As you see, the breaking news sting there. News just in, 7 pupils have been killed and 57 others injured after a classroom collapsed in Kenya in East Africa. For the latest on the story, we speak to our East Africa correspondent, Sarah Kimani. Sarah, a very good morning to you. What happened?
Well, the information we're receiving is that pupils were settling in for their morning preps when one of the classes caved in, and about 57 pupils were in class at the time. 7 of them are now reported to have died, and several others have been admitted to hospital. Police saying that the structures looked weak, and it could be the reason that maybe they were overwhelmed by the weight of the children. But parents also saying they had complained earlier that the structures did not look very strong, and that the school was expanding too fast to be able to deal with the number of kids that were coming in.
Okay, quite a sad story. If the parents could see that the structures were not solid enough, what happened with the bylaws? Is it a new school?
No, it's not a new school, and it has been there for some time. But like many informal settlements, it has expanded at a faster pace than the developer of the school has been able to cope. The member of parliament of the area saying that, blaming the government, saying there is no public school owned by the government in the area, and so business people are taking advantage of the need for education and the desperation of parents to send their kids to school. And so he expanded very fast, and it seems like there were no checks or inspections going on to ensure that the school was structurally fit.
Sarah, is this urban or rural Kenya?
Well, it's urban Kenya, and in an area where there are a lot of people, most of them are working in the industrial areas. And so very populated, doesn't have a lot of basic amenities. And so as the member of parliament was saying, there are not even any public schools owned by the government. And so this is a private school owned by a private individual who is likely to have, gotten his way around some of the rules and regulations as he set up the institution.
Have any counselling services been set up for the surviving students?
Yes, the Kenya Red Cross Society is at the scene. In one of the tweets, they're saying that they're setting up tracing and support desk. They're also saying that they are working with the parents of the school to set psychosocial support, counseling for the parents, and also the children who witnessed the accident this morning.
All right. Is it just one part of the building, or is the whole school affected? What's going to happen from here on in terms of schooling for those who are left?
Now, the Principal Secretary for Education, Dr. Bello Kipsang, was at the school, but he did not speak to the media. What we know is that it's one of the sections of the schools that has been affected, the one that housed the junior classes. That is the ages of 7 to 9. We still do not know whether the school will be shut down for now, but we know that what we know for now is that rescue and recovery efforts are still continuing. By the time we were coming to press, we understand that there are still kids who are trapped in the rubble, and their parents and their first responders are using all manner of items to try and get through the rubble to see if any more children could be saved or are still trapped.
You know, Sarah, different countries on the continent have different challenges when it comes to the provision of and access to education. What are the main issues in Kenya? Is proper infrastructure also one of those issues?
Yes, it is. Considering in 2002, when the President Mwai Kibaki, now retired, was elected into government, he introduced free primary education in all public primary schools. However, there was no construction of more schools, so the number of children who are out of school at the time and the ones who are gaining schooling now have to continue being accommodated in the schools. Some of them were built pre-independence in 1963, in the 60s. And so as the population grows the facilities have not been able to accommodate the number of children. And this cuts across even in secondary school. Under President Uhuru Kenyatta, he's spoken about 100% transition from primary school to high school, meaning all the children who go through primary school, which is free, now end up in the public secondary schools, which is also free in some cases, subsidized education. And so the facilities are not enough to accommodate them. There is congestion, there is lack of enough books, there is even lack of enough teachers. So this does not come as a surprise that parents are now opting for private schools, which may have more space, even though they will pay some little money or sometimes even a lot of money to be able to get their children quality education or even just space to be able to get through their education.
Sarah, we send our condolences to the families of those 7 children who passed away, who died in this incident. And that's a story coming in from Kenya this morning. 7 people dying and 57 injured after a classroom collapsed in Kenya. Thanks to Sarah Kimani there.